The human imagination is limitless, and sometimes our creative minds come up with stories and subject matter that just can't be achieved with real actors, props and costumes. Q animation, the art of bringing images to life. The techniques that created these animations, once painstaking, has made leaps and bounds, thanks to advances in technology. You don't have to be a cartoonist to have animation be a big part of your life. Animation is everywhere, in our homes, schools, work, and everywhere there's a screen. History of animation. It all started in the year 30,000 BC to 1500 AD. The early ways of showing motion. Archaeological artifacts prove that we've been attempting to depict things in motion, as long as we've been able to draw. Some notable examples from ancient times, as well as an example from the European Renaissance, include 3000 BC. Shari Sukte. A Bronze Age pottery bowl, depicts goats sleeping. And 1500 AD. Vitruvian Man. Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man drawing shows multiple angles, implying movement. 1600 to 1877. Animation before film. With the spread of the Industrial Revolution in Europe and North America, in the 18th and 19th centuries, came experimentation with machines that would make images appear to move. 1603, Magic Lantern. The magic lantern is an image projector using pictures on sheets of glass. Since some sheets contain moving parts, it is considered the first example of projected animation. 1824, Thaumatrope. The thaumatrope housed a rotating mechanism, with a different picture on each side. When rotated, you saw a combined picture, known as persistence of vision. 1831, Phenaketoscope. The phenaketoscope featured spinning discs reflected in mirrors that made it seem like the pictures were moving. 1834, Zoetrope. The zoetrope was a hollow drum that housed images on long interchangeable strips that spin and made the images appear to move. 1868, Flip Book. The flip book, also known as the kineograph, reached a wide audience and is credited with inspiring early animators, more than the machines developed in this era. 1877, Praxinoscope. The Praxinoscope expanded on the zoetrope, using multiple wheels to rotate images. It is considered to have shown the first prototypes of the animated cartoons. 1900 to 1930. The Silent Era. The early 20th century marks the beginning of theatrical showings of cartoons, especially in the United States and France. Many animators formed studios, with Gray Studios in New York proving the most successful of this era. Gray helped launch the careers of the cartoonists that created Mighty Mouse, Betty Boop, and Woody Woodpecker. 1906. Humorous Phases of Funny Faces. Marks the first entirely animated film, using stop-motion photography to create action. 1908. Phantasmagorie. Is the first animated film using hand-drawn animation, and is considered by film historians to be the first animated cartoon. In 1915, Max Fleischer developed the rotoscope technique, where projection equipment is used to trace figures from stills of live-action footage. This method allowed animators to get a better understanding of the finer aspects of a moving form to create realistic, fluid motion in animated pieces. Fleischer's patent on rotoscoping expired in 1934, allowing other animators to swoop in and freely use the technique. 1928. Steamboat Willie. Featuring Mickey Mouse, becomes the first cartoon with the sound printed on the film, and is the first notable success for Walt Disney Studios, Founded in Los Angeles in 1923. 1930 to 1950s. The Golden Age of American Animation. During what many consider to be the Golden Age of animation, theatrical cartoons became an integral part of popular culture. These years are defined by the rise of Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Silly Symphonies, Warner Brothers, MGM, and Fleischer. 1930. Merry Melodies. Warner Brothers Cartoons founded, and they created Merry Melodies series. 1937. Snow White. Walt Disney releases Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the first animated feature to use hand-drawn animation. 1960 to 1980s. The American television era. The animation industry began to adapt to the fact that television continued its rise as the entertainment medium of choice for American families. Studios created many cartoons for TV, using a limited animation style. By the mid-80s, with help from cable channels such as the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, cartoons were ubiquitous on TV. 1960. Flintstones. Hanna-Barbera releases The Flintstones, the first animated series on primetime television. 1961. Yogi Bear. The Yogi Bear Show, a spin-off of Huckleberry Hound. Another Hanna-Barbera production, debuts on national TV. 1964. The Pink Fink. The Patty Frilling Enterprises wins the Academy Award for Best Short Film for The Pink Fink of the Pink Panther series, and continues to create shorts for theatrical release. 1964. Fritz the Cat is released, the first animated adult, X-rated feature film. 1980 to 2017. Modern American era. The CGI, computer-generated imagery, revolutionized animation. A principal difference of CGI animation compared to traditional animation is that drawing is replaced by 3D modeling, almost like a virtual version of stop motion. A form of animation that combines the two and uses 2D computer drawing can be considered computer-aided animation. (1984). The Adventures of Andre and Wally B. This short film was the first fully CGI animated film created by the Graphics Group, the precursor to Pixar. 1987. The Simpsons. The Simpsons is an American adult animated sitcom created by Matt Groening for the Fox Broadcasting Company. It is the longest-running American sitcom, the longest-running American animated program, and in 2009 it surpassed Gunsmoke as the longest-running American scripted primetime television series. 1995. Toy Story. Toy Story, the first fully computer-animated feature film, was released. 2014. Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6 is the first Disney animated film to feature Marvel Comics characters. 2017. Olaf's Frozen Adventure is a 2017 American 3D computer-animated featurette produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios and released by Walt Disney Pictures.